crazy. Even though my day-to-day is the same as it has been, during these last couple months, I don't know, I just think everybody still feels the stress. Actually, I think it's building, because obviously people are finally acknowledging in a more vocal way the lynching of black people that's been happening for a long time. And I don't know, just that on top of everything that's happened this year, and it's been a stressful year. I don't know, even if people think they're okay, I feel like everybody is just holding a lot of tension. And even if we think that we're consciously fine, I think that we're not fine, and it's affecting us in a big way. And so I feel okay, but my energy runs out pretty quickly. I don't like collapse and exhaustion or anything. I just, after a day at work, I'm just really tired. I don't really feel like talking to my friends because I can't see them. I don't know. I do nothing. I just watch stuff online and just try to relax. So that's already reason enough to not be making videos and stuff. Not that I have to, and I don't have to make videos. The whole point of the project in the first place was to first see how long I could do anything consistently, which I was able to make videos every day for quite a while, longer than I ever thought I was going to. I thought I would do it for a week or two and stop. So the fact that I did it for 50 days is kind of awesome. At least something like that. I don't know the exact number. I haven't looked at it in a little while. But yeah, so I've always considered myself an artist, and I don't know if I've talked about it on my channel yet, but last year, most of that year, I tried to focus a lot of my efforts on having an online store and vending at some local kava bars and some art walks and different events that we have around town. And I put a lot of work into it, and I don't know, it just started feeling like a chore after a while. It didn't feel like I was sharing something that I was passionate about or that I cared. It didn't feel like I was sharing something I'd thought about, reflected on, and expressed with people. Like my art used to feel that way. So everything just started feeling like a chore, and I eventually just stopped. But I'm not upset that I stopped trying to make art my job or anything. I'm really glad that I had a mission or a goal, and I tried to put action to it as much as I was capable of, and I saw where it went, and that was one trail, one story, one journey, and I saw through it to the end of wherever that was going to be. And then I had a mini identity crisis, not a big dramatic way, more a quiet reflection kind of crisis, where I just when people call me an artist, it just felt wrong. It felt like a weird, an awkward, bulky title that didn't fit on me. And I was like, why do I feel that? I've made art literally my entire life. There's no reason for me to feel that way, right? Well, no, there is a reason. It's because it's true. You're not an artist anymore. And that's okay. It doesn't mean I'll never be one ever again. But right now, I'm not. I'm obviously still a creative person. I'm still capable of drawing when I want to, which isn't very often. I'm still able to do most of those things, but the desire, which is the reason why I called myself an artist in the first place, it's completely gone. And I'm not I know a sign of like depression is, things that you're interested in, you're not anymore. It's not that kind of thing. Like, I'm mentally in the best place I've ever been. I feel very stable and grounded. I have taken a lot better care of my health physically, nutritionally. I meditate more. I'm like very much nurturing this being that I am, and I'm happy I'm doing that. So I know that I don't feel bored or depressed or anything like that. Obviously, I'm stressed in response to everything's going on, but that's appropriate, and you should feel that way, because if you're not, you're either bigoted or delusional, so, which could be the same thing. Yeah. So I just stopped making art, and at first I was really not okay with that, because I felt like I was being dishonest about who I am, or I also, on the other hand, felt like I was being lazy. Like, oh, maybe if I just tried harder, I would feel like practicing. But the thing is, every time I made art in the past, it would be like a sudden urge swept over me, like wind rushing like through me, like you have to make right now. I would like be about to go to sleep, and all of a sudden it would hit me, and I'd have to like get up and I'd get all my supplies, and I'd make like 40 drawings at once. It would just like, it was very intense rush of energy, inspiration would hit me, or I'd be sitting and like the words of a poem or a short story would immediately flood in my head, and I had to find paper as fast as I could to get it all down. And that's how I created. It didn't really come from me. I mean, obviously if I want to sit down and just copy something like a still life, I'm able to do that. But that's the work that was my soul on paper, canvas, whatever. It happens that quick, instant way. And people would always be like, where did you get the idea? I'm like, I didn't. It just like happens. I know it's not a helpful way to explain things to people, but it really does just happen. I'm parking because I'm gonna practice skating soon. Before it pours. Hopefully I can get a little bit in. I want to finish up the wood. Yeah, so I would get this rush of inspiration, and I would just make stuff. So when I didn't have that anymore, and I was trying to lean back on what had given me that drive in the past, I couldn't find it because it was never there. That's not how my art making ever happened. It was always, I'm sitting still doing my own thing or watch something, and all of a sudden it hits me, and I have to make it right now or it's gonna disappear. And it's just like really sense of urgency. I have to leave whatever I'm doing, no matter what it is, and I have to go do it immediately, forever how long it takes, and I'll come back. And it could be like hours. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to paint right now, and I paint for like 4 or 5 hours and not eat, not get to go to the bathroom, not talk to anybody, and then it's done. I'd be like, okay. So again, when I tried to go back and, well, I wasn't making art, so I wanted to go back and look at the steps I had taken in the past to help me reinitiate that in the present. I couldn't do that because that's not how I made work before. I was under this assumption that I had created the art making process all myself, that it was somehow some kind of complex like thought experiment that would turn into like the beginnings of an idea for creation, and then I'd put it down in an outline and make it. That never happened. And I kind of feel like I've only ever been an artist because of this random strange force. Some of the Greeks called it a muse, and I think what they were trying to identify is that feeling. They like put it to like an anthropomorphized image of a person, but it's just like a force that comes in, and it was like I owed everything I made to that mysterious force. It's like it didn't actually come from me. I was just a conduit for that creative energy coming through. And it made me feel a lot more humble. It was really humbling not taking all the credit for everything I've made for myself. And obviously, yes, I made it. I can take credit. But in a more drawn out, more depersonalized sense, I can't take credit for it. Because it's not something I made on my own effort. It was just something I was open to, and whenever it came, I would receive it and make whatever it was. And since that doesn't happen anymore, I had to really look at myself and say, this never came from me in the first place. And I was a little bit sad at first, but when I was just purely honest without judging myself or labeling myself as a failure or anything like that, when I could just look at myself plainly and the things I did and things I can't do anymore, I feel really grateful that for roughly 20 years, because I made stuff when I was probably 1 to 3 up through, I'd say, maybe till I was 24 or something like that. Maybe till I was... No, I didn't really make stuff when I was 25. Yeah, so when I was 24 roughly, was when I was making stuff. That's pretty cool. That's a long time to be gifted this random muse rushing into my life and letting me make stuff for a while. That's really cool. But that chapter's over for right now. It could come back, it could never come back. Oh, I think it's gonna rain here. Maybe I hear thunder. I guess I can't skate after all. I'll just finish this and drive home then. I'm not that being that my story up until this point was anymore. And I have to reinvent myself, I guess. I know that's a phrase that's used a lot, and I feel like nobody really explains what that is. They'll say steps to reinvent yourself, but I feel like people don't really explain the mental process and the view of the self, the identity, the expression, that transformation, that process, just how you see yourself in relation to others, and how you see the self you have been up until this point as an other, and not the you anymore. I feel like people don't talk about that, so I'm talking about that. And I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I've finally really come to peace with the fact that I loved art for a long time, and then it became a chore. And it didn't become a chore because I tried to make it my work. I know some people, that can happen to them. That wasn't it. I really wanted to do what I did. But it just seemed kind of empty after a while. If I kept having a drive to make stuff, it wouldn't matter, and I could just flow the work through to other people, but that didn't happen anymore, and everything became a chore, and the person that I had identified myself as died. I know it sounds really dramatic, but they're not here anymore, and they're with me from the time I was born, so they're dead now. And I'm gifted with this incredible opportunity of self-awareness and self-reflection to create myself anew. And it's stressful and terrifying because I want to do a good job at whatever the hell it is I'm going to be doing. But I know I'd be lying to myself if I was trying to force myself to be everything I told myself I have been up until this point. I would be lying to myself if I didn't just stop and take a breather and be like, okay, what do you really want? Not what have you wanted, or do people want you to want because they think that's what makes you happy, because it did before. What do you want now? And I have no effing clue. I don't have any passions anymore. My whole life was absorbed in art in every form, and that's what I did. It's what I did during class, like in the margins of my notes. It's what I do when I finish a test early. I'd draw on the back of it. I would draw on everything. I would draw on my arms if I didn't have any paper. I'd draw on my clothes. I would just had to do stuff all the time, and that absorbed all my time. I've always had like other interests. Like I've always really enjoyed video games and comedy and that kind of thing. But it wasn't like a passion. Those are just stuff I liked to fill my time with, and I think it's different. I think also people overuse the word passion and say like anything that you enjoy is a hobby / passion or your mission, and that's not, at least for me. To me, it has to have like a philosophical or intellectual grounding, and to put it simply means I have something I say, I have something I want, something that I need, something that's important to me, something like that. And then I have an emotional like drive or pull to do that activity, those things together. So it's like purpose and drive, like a fulfilling feeling that intellectually corresponds with something that I think is important, and then the motion to do it. And I don't have that for anything right now. And I guess it's okay. I mean, I guess the neutral state of things is our natural state, since as we develop and grow, reflect, and have experiences, situations and stimulus are impressed upon us. So I assume that a neutral, passionless state, not depressive, just passionless, level 0, not negative 0, I assume that that is our natural state. And so I'm connecting with what it is to be a blank slate human. I haven't had to deal with that before, and it's exciting, and I want to make the most of my time. I want to do something that matters. I know things that don't matter to me because they're repulsive, not necessarily in an intense way, like, oh, that's vomit, oh, bad smell, repulsive, like, not that kind. It just means I don't like that. Plain and simple. I don't like that. There's lots of things I don't like, and that's not a bad thing. A lot of people act like having negative views about things is a bad thing. It's not. It means that you know what you care about, and when you find it, you're all in. I'm an all or nothing, 100% or 0% kind of person. So, like, I'm neutral, or I'm 100% there all the way. Like, you can't pry me away from it. I'm loyal till death. You got me in 100%. But if I can't find that thing, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my time, not doing it. I can't make myself mentally go through actions that I don't care about. I can't do it. Some people can force themselves, you know, for necessity or just because they are afraid of taking chances. Some people can just... I thought I saw a bird next to me and there wasn't. I think it was my hair. Distraction. Okay. Some people can make themselves do stuff that they hate just because they're not going to try to do anything differently, and I can't do that. I don't know. It's just yucky to me. So, I'm in a place where I'm trying to find out what I am passionate about, and I'm having a really hard, overwhelming time doing that, because that spark just isn't there. And what's really frustrating is that I know what that spark is like. It's that rush of wind urging me at 2 in the morning to just wake up and make 40 drawings at once. I know what that's like, and it's amazing, and I don't have that anymore. I know I'm going to again, but I also know it's going to be something different, and I don't know how to find that. I'm sure if I'm just receptive long enough it'll happen, but I don't want to waste all the time in between. I know time being purposeful and compassionate is never time wasted, but I want to make more. I want to do more. I want to be a larger life than that. And so the fact that I feel like I'm just sitting, just waiting for an idea to come across me is frustrating. Ooh, lightning. It's been 20 minutes, jeez. I thought this would be like a 5-minute. I don't know why I thought that. I can talk for ages about anything. Well, I have to know what I'm talking about. If I don't know the material, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk out of my ass. I'm not gonna do it. I'll just like try to. No, if I don't know the material, it's not gonna happen. 100% or 0%. If I know the material, I'll talk till I'm dead. That's good. Anyway, I think I've made the point. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I am being pulled towards, what I want, what my mission is in life, what my values are, passion. Obviously, like, I have ethical values, but, like, values for how I want to spend my time, my purpose, things of that nature, I have no answers for. I have no drives, ambitions, passions, hobbies right now. I'm very neutral. I'm not depressive or negative or down or anything. I'm just very blank slate, blank canvas, like right now. And I'm really, real ready for some color to go on there. So, that's where I've been. That's why I haven't made any videos in at least a month, maybe 2 months. I don't know how long. It's been a long time. And that's why I already explained why there hasn't been daily content. That's because I just forget and don't feel like it. But before that, regardless of that, that's where I'm at. So enjoy all 22 minutes of this! And my chaotic personality. Have fun, bye.